Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of
The English Couple.
Yes, a couple of lazy louts having lunch today. Welcome to another episode of The English Couple. As you can see, we're outside on the veranda and we're having a break from lots of hard work that we've been doing. It's midweek. Well, no, it's not. Well, it's midweek from Saturday from when we put out the last episode, and we haven't done a lot of filming. We've been doing things, but we haven't done a lot of filming, have we?
No, we're just being in the moment and getting things done. So.
Yes. So there may well be a little bit of explaining of stuff that's happened, because sometimes, as we've said before, we're so busy doing the stuff, we go, oh, hang on, we haven't got a before and after or a during. We've done the stuff. So apologies for that.
There's always all the best intentions, but
yes.
Let me just get cracking and we forgot again.
Absolutely. So one of the things.
There's a fly on the lens, look. A teeny tiny fly. Can you see it?
Yeah. Fly. Oi. Thank you. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
Excuse the mess of me today.
And excuse the mess of me always. So yes, we're sitting here. We've had some bacon sandwiches with a bit of cheese, and we've got tea and coffee. And that's been our lunch. Now you may notice next to me there is the stepladder, because we've got some pink stuff.
We do.
I'm not talking about blancmange. Were you yawning just then?
No.
No. Not talking about blancmange. We have some pink PVC sail material. If you go on a dinghy, you know dinghies, and you go on a dinghy sail.
Your dinghies have sails?
Do they not? Sailing boats have sails.
Sailing boats have sails.
Anyway, I bought this in the mid-90s for reasons which I won't bore you with. But anyway, I've had this roll for a long, long time, and I said to Julia, I've got an idea. We could put it on the inside of the workshop, because you know we've got a few holes in there and the wind comes in and it gets a bit cold. We could put it on the inside of the workshop, and that might, as a temporary measure, it will...
block the wind.
Yes, block the wind. So
and hopefully maybe keep it a little bit drier as well.
Absolutely. So that's one of the things. And also it's given us an opportunity to get rid of all the nonsense that we've just shoved in out of necessity and tidy it up.
Yes.
Now you may remember last time I was out here with my snippers doing the old snipping, and it took me about 2.5 days to sort of make a small indentation to this area. Well, we've got a friend who very generously said I could bring my hedge trimmer, and it's like a petrol hedge trimmer, you know, with a thing and a long extension, and you go. Anyway, he came for a couple of hours, and he just took the whole area down. And on one hand, I was gutted because it made me look like I was so useless. But on the other hand, it's amazing what a piece of mechanical stuff can do. And we've cleared the area now. We've just got to trim the bottom bit and then just rake it all up. But it was absolutely amazing. And in amongst all those brambles, there's this rather lovely hawthorn who wasn't doing very well. He was just surviving, and now look at him. He's absolutely amazing, taller than me, and enjoying what sunshine when it comes out that we've had. So we now got to just prepare this, but we've got a sizable patch for the polytunnel. It's all coming together.
Marvellous. The birds have definitely been having a nice little feast on these. Now I confess, these ones I did buy. I've got some coconut shells, and I've got some saved fat coconut oil from cooking, that we're going to make some fat balls and put them in, make coconut shell fat ball things to hang around in many places. But for now, I just wanted them to get used to the fact that we are going to be feeding them, and we have seen a few. So I've been able to identify for the first time in my life, in the flesh, blue tits. Amazing. There's at least a couple, a few couples and some singles that we've seen coming up. Marvellous. You've even seen a robin having a go, and a couple of the different types of tits. We just can't identify them yet. So that's great, but we'll be making more of those and sorting these out, and they'll be elsewhere. But yeah, really pleased with that.
And another thing that we've been up to, and again, we're so busy doing the stuff, so sorry we haven't really shown you, but our friend with the hedge trimmer was showing me some techniques on chainsawing, and my strength now is coming back, and I'm getting very excited to be able to do some myself. But in order to make preparations for more of that, this is the wooded area that we've got, and I've tidied it up a little bit. You may not think it's very tidy, but some of the tops of the Christmas trees that have never been harvested, I put together and produced a great big mound of those all in one place. They will be at some point dragged to an open space and burnt, and we're now trying to get a bit more organised as we chop the wood for the winter. This is a good time to do it because you've got the rest of the year to thaw it out, collect and sort out which is which. So we've got some big piles over there, and you may say, well, why are you doing all of this? Because these, you can just see it on the edge of frame here, but some of these trees are coming down because these will be the poles for the polytunnel. Because like the other one, we're going to do the same thing but on a slightly bigger scale. So it's going to be great. Let's find out what Julia's been doing.
So we alluded to an issue we were having in the last episode of mice in the polytunnel. We now know we've had them in the workshop as well, but as we've been clearing that out, that's not going to be a problem for too much longer. But these lovely peas, they've just been plucked out and eaten and shredded. So fortunately I had this tray of peas, but I also had some potted, and what I've done is, if we can come this way, I've had to put them in some hanging baskets. We can't get that down because I've actually put a zip tie on that to hold it up. But yes, so they are now being untouched, and I'm very pleased about that. I'm not sure if any of the other stuff is coming up yet, or whether the mice have been nibbling that, because I've not seen anything come up. But then again, I've not really seen too much evidence of them scampering across it. Unlike the cabbages over here, I have seen some mouse poop in there, and they are flat as a pancake. They're trying, very trying. We do have some cauliflower coming up. They seem untouched, which is nice. Yes, I've got some, what's it? The word I'm looking for is companion plants. Well, I've seeded. Hopefully they'll come up. And the, what's it called? Brain is freezing up. The St John's wort that we were given, that definitely died. But they also sent some seeds for me, the lovely lady who sent me that. So again, not seeing anything come up yet, but I'm not losing hope yet. Also, we were gifted. I bet you're sick of hearing me say we were gifted. Sorry, we've been gifted lots of things. Thank you very much to everybody who has done. But alpine strawberries, or wild strawberries, I'm not sure. I've always called them alpine, but they might be called wild. Whatever. I've planted some out and about among the ground and around the polytunnel, but I've also had excess, so I've put some in pots as well. So maybe they'll come on a bit and shoot out some more, and I can put some down the lane maybe. I thought that'd be nice.
So we're working in our little woodland, which we showed you earlier. It's being cleared, and our friend came over and helped us chop just a few more trees down, which we're going to use as the uprights for the polytunnel, the new polytunnel, which is going to be exciting. I've managed to get my strength a little better, so I'm able to now use some of the tree trunks that he's chopped approximate length to use my chainsaw to chop them down. And we've got, I've done 4 of them so far, but Julia's eager to have a go, aren't you?
Yes.
Why
rather.
not?
Well, yeah, why not?
And she's been the pony horse of the work forest.
The forestry pony.
The forestry pony.
Or something like that.
By, using her beefy muscles. So let's, I'm all for female equality and all of that nonsense.
Quite.
So so we had a little quiet little training session. I passed on the knowledge that a couple of people have passed on to me, so it's the blind leading the blind, but we've got the protective stuff on. You've got your glasses, you've got a helmet in a minute. And so we're measuring a piece. We want these about 7 foot tall, and then we're going to put the bit for the roof on them once we're up. We need, I think, about 12 initially for the amount that we're doing.
Yeah.
So I'll come back in 10 minutes and see if 12 have done, all right?
So funny.
So funny. So anyway, we've laid out our, I forget what you call it now, wood horse, whatever it is. Sawhorse, I think it's
yes.
a sawhorse. It's very sore. I smacked its bottom earlier.
So its throat is quite hoarse because it's been shouting.
Yes. And we're not talking about the tractor either, that we've called horse earlier, and
oh yes,
we'll go through some names that we've selected. But anyway, moving on. So Julia, you need to put on your protective helmet and what have you. We've marked up where we're going to cut it. It's down to Julia. I'm going to stand about 3 miles that way, well out of the way of danger.
See if I make a mess of this.
We've been watching the birds come to our feeder, so Julia has been enticed to temporarily go to a shop and buy some, although we intend to make our own, of course, as I think we alluded to before. But it's just such a joy watching the birds at the feeder, isn't it?
Oh, yes, very much so. Especially as it's birds that I've not necessarily ever seen in the flesh before. It sounds ridiculous, but blue tits, I'd never seen one for long enough in the flesh to be able to identify it as a bluebird.
So what is that? They're mealworms, aren't they?
These are mealworms. Yeah, I've fed this stuff to various pets, aquariums. Well, there's one particular aquarium I had that.
Wait a minute, aquariums, fish.
Yeah.
These are birds.
Yeah, these are birds. I've used mealworms to feed a particular fish I had at one point.
And do birds eat mealworms then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think the robins, I'm pretty sure the robins will love it.
Right. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I was confused by aquarium, that was all.
Yeah, lots. Well, mealworms, one of the base foods, isn't it? Well,
Yeah,
worms
I suppose
and
so.
insects and things, yeah.
They do like worms as their meals.
They do.
These are like gobstoppers. I'm not going to put them in my gob. So, are they going in here?
Yep, into
Right.
the cage.
1. All of them?
Yep, if they'll fit.
So we're going to have fun making up our own. I guess that's just fat and some seeds and things. There's one spare, look.
Well, I might as well take that last one out
Yeah.
and reserve that for next time.
Do you think this will encourage squirrels?
It could be. I don't know. Well, I've not seen any.
We haven't seen, no, I mean that's one thing that we haven't seen any squirrels here, so hopefully just birds. And but look, these are depleting rather rapidly. But the great thing is we can use the husk again and make our own. So Anyway, if I can capture some with the camera, I will. I need my longer lens, but we will at some point. It's going to be a bit ambitious, Julia,
Maybe a little.
but we don't mind a little bit of testing ourselves. We've made a polytunnel, we've dug a pond, we've made a workshop. Now we're going to make a spacecraft. It's as big as a spacecraft, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is our polytunnel that we're, proper polytunnel.
A bigger polytunnel. Polytunnel Mark II.
So we reckon it's going to be about 20 foot. I can't tell you what that is in meters.
By about 12.
Yeah, and I can put it on the screen, I suppose, by about 10 foot wide. So, and we're going to have 2 paths, 3 beds. So Julia is going to go down the far end. Imagine there's a door. We may have a door each side, or just door one side, I don't know yet. So this is our imagining out. As you can see, we've marked it out with bits of wood. The middle bits of wood are actually the uprights that you saw us chainsawing and cutting to 7 foot lengths.
But they're laying at the correct spacing.
Yes.
So they won't be on the floor, they'll be upright.
They'll be
and
upright,
they'll be more
that's
on
right.
the other side.
I'm sure you can use your imagination. Right, Julia, you go. I'm going to step out, but I shall kind of just narrate it. So if you can go down the other end. That's grand. I shall watch through the little monitor. So, if you imagine you're coming through the door, and if you come up to the point where we've got the other 3 sticks, 4 sticks.
So,
Yeah, through the next bit. No. Oh yeah, that's right. So,
walkway.
yeah, that's it. So, where Julia is the walkway, and it'll come straight towards us. On her left, your right as you look at the picture, will be a bed of whatever. Tomatoes, basil, nectarines. No, not nectarines. What are those bell peppers? Peppers, and then, you may not be able to hear me very well, I'll just move around here a bit. And then, there's a bed on the other side of her, in the middle. So if you go back to where the sticks are, because we've laid them out so you can see bed, and then there will be on that side another walkway so you can access that bed and that bed. Will there be a bit in the middle where if you rather than having to go all the way round, that you could cross in the middle? We could put a path that crosses the middle.
Hark at me walking around it as if it's already pathways.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, yes, but I'm thinking we want as much bed space in there as possible. So
Yeah, but
1 circuit round and 2 doors. I don't know, but we haven't really got that far in discussion.
we
yet,
haven't
have
got that far. But I was just thinking, when you did that, hang on, let me show you. So I'm walking on the bed here, and I realise that somewhere over there, it means I would have to go to get to it. Whereas
Except you're walking on a bed now.
oh yes. Whereas if there was just a simple halfway, a very little simple crossover, so that you could water all of this, attend to all of that, and then you go, oh, I'll just do that, and there was a little bit here. Watering can, snip, snip, eat the fruit. What do you think?
We can do that if you like. I don't mind walking around, but yeah, we could do that.
Well, you know, I'm getting old. I need space for my crutches, my wheelchair, my motorised bicycle.
So what you're saying is you want a motorway from one path to the next.
Well, I'm
joking.
I want a ski lift.
Want a
you know,
ski
that
lift?
you sit on and you go up.
No, that's not a bad idea for the lane.
Yeah, because you could get the tractor, put the belt drive on it, and then you just start the tractor up, and you've got your watering can, and you know the old dairy maids, they used to have that yoke thing. Well, you could have round your neck, watering cans either side, and then you start the thing up, and as you glide along, you just water the crops.
There we go.
Thinking outside the box. I bet nobody's done that before. And they're thinking,
There's probably a reason.
why would they? Anyway,
Anyway,
it was an idea.
that's what we're thinking anyway.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're having a little sit down after today's fun and games.
There's one way of putting it.
It's been a bit of a strange day today, and I guess you're always going to get these sort of days. I don't know whether we've managed to get a full episode, and we apologise. We were hoping to have one out a bit earlier this week, but it's just not been possible. So, anyway, see that? I'll tell you about that in a minute.
Sad little thing that is.
I'm going to light my pipe. I just need something to go reasonably well, and I'm hoping the pipe goes well. So, as you know, we don't live here, so we come here when we can,
We commute.
and sometimes that can be long. They're putting up the price of diesel at the moment, which makes it almost prohibitively expensive to come up the journey that we have to do. And then there's a mad rush to get everything done, isn't there?
Yeah.
That we plan to. And we never get everything done.
Inevitably.
You had some projects you wanted to get done, didn't you, this morning?
Yes.
What were they?
Well, I wanted to get some beans planted. I want to plant some tomatoes and carrots. I don't have the seeds of those yet anyway. But, yeah, the beans... Just...
Sorry, it's all going in your face.
It's alright, I'm quite
Do you want to
used
swap round?
Well, yeah, it'll only go that way, but let's try
It'll
it.
see if it turns.
Musical chairs. Oh,
Here we are.
this chair's warmer than that one.
Well, I'm not surprised my body's been on it.
It's
So
fine.
yeah, so we saw a mole. Ow!
Yeah. The mole is living underneath the veg patch.
And it's been attacking?
No, I don't know. I mean, I think. Shush! Be quiet, please. That's only a small little lane back
It's
there.
a quiet country road that nobody, apart from the odd tractor, goes past.
So whatever that is, it sounds like
Sounds like
a motorbike.
I don't know. It sounded like a massive alien spaceship backfiring.
What were we saying?
Mole not
Mole.
attacking.
Not attacking. I think it was just the birds that lifted, and there was a couple of holes that I hadn't spotted that were empty of little onion sets.
So it's not a big problem then.
No, it's not a big
if he's
problem.
not attacking.
No.
We just hope that he carries on tunnelling and passing by.
Yeah, I've done my best to block up the holes. That's
Oh,
not
well
going
done.
to stop them really, but
So if you know how to deal with moles,
without killing them, we don't really want to kill them.
let us know.
If there's anything to dissuade them from an area.
Yeah, that would be good. I just want to do one more thing actually. Bear with me, I just want to zoom in a little.
Whoop.
It's very cack-handed this, but I think you see us a bit better. The light is fading too.
Yeah, quite rapidly now.
But we wanted to get this episode out, so this is why this bit at the end is kind of a bit basic, just us chatting to camera, a bit like an update. So,
We are sitting in the spot that we have designated for our
Polytunnel.
Polytunnel Mark II.
yes, the big polytunnel, which you saw us have a look at earlier.
Behind us is the wood yard, where the largest patch of spruces is that we've been harvesting.
And above us is a swarm of bees. Whether they're visiting or doing whatever, the tree above. Is that a pussy willow?
It's a goat, pussy, willow, whichever.
It's a goat pussy.
It's a goat, pussy, willow.
Willow.
Pussy, goat, willow.
Oh my goodness. All I've heard when I've been working in this area is the drone of bees buzzing around. I've been thinking it's either wasps or it's bees. There's a great big hive. What are we going to do? We're going to put a polytunnel right on top of a hive, but no.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that they'd want to visit that tree, because I mean it's got all the lovely little buds, you know, the little fluffy kitten paws, which is why it's called pussy willow, because it resembles little fluffy.
Where does
kitten.
the goat bit come in? It's got a head of a goat.
I don't know. Maybe there's another part of it, another part of the season where it looks like a goat beard. I don't know, but there's not much in there for them to buzz around, but they're loving it.
They're loving it.
Whereas over there, where there's a beautiful white bloomed, I think it's that cherry plum thing. So
Right.
They look like apricots, but the size of cherries. They hang like cherries on the tree, but they're a plum. You eat it and it's a plum. I'm calling them sun plums.
Sun plums.
Sun plums. But anyway, so I look forward to them coming out again. But yeah, that tree is absolutely buzzing. It's
I'm just going to
full of
adjust the
blooms.
aperture. You keep talking.
It's buzzing. It's not just bees in there. It's all sorts of different flying insects, and yeah, loving those flowers. It's got a gorgeous aroma, very sweet, and it's already confettiing. The first petals.
You said that it might bloom twice.
I don't know. It might do. It's certainly not finished its blooming cycle at the moment,
It
because
hasn't finished its blooming cycle.
because it's still got buds.
Because it's a lovely
ready.
blooming tree.
It's a lovely blooming tree. It's got blooming buds ready to bloom
Blooming lovely.
properly.
Anyway, so we've done all that, and of course, in order to get this polytunnel together, we've been doing these upright. We showed you them, and they're going to be. Hold that for a minute. And my toggle. Right, I'll just go out of focus for a second.
Toggle on. Toggle on.
But these, as you would have guessed, are going upright. They'll be a bit higher than that. And in order to do that, I had to cut them down. Now, we had a friend who came, as he explained earlier, and has helped us out, which has been lovely. Look, the sun is coming through the trees behind us now, which is rather nice.
Beautiful.
Anyway, he had his chainsaw, nice expensive chainsaw, and I'd bought a second-hand one from a reputable little repair company. We said, oh, we got a lovely little chainsaw for you, it'll be a lovely little thing, you'll love it, it's only 75 quid, second hand, blah blah blah, whatever. And I bought that about 3 months ago, not being able to use it because I had this muscle thing. And then I thought, you know, I feel strong enough now, and you saw me using it, and it seemed all right, didn't it? And then things started to go wrong. Firstly, what was the first thing that started it? Oh, the chain was loose. Now, chainsaws, chains do get loose, that's fine. So I quickly went on YouTube, work out how do you tighten this particular chain. Looked at the thing, yep, no problem. Then we were looking for an appropriate spanner. We were given a socket set which had little sockets and a spanner that you use the sockets with, in which the spanner bit which connects to the socket was the wrong size for the bit that connects to the socket, so we couldn't use it. Anyway, we managed to sort that out because we had a different socket set, and in the end, sorted it out, tightened the chain, had a go, Julia had a go, it was great fun. And then the pull on the thing got wrapped around, instead of wrapping around where it's supposed to wrap round, it got wrapped around the axle of the little wheel it's supposed to be wrapped round, which meant you had to take the side off to get to it. So I did that, and because we're in a quagmire at the moment, so as soon as I took this off and turned it round to have a look, the screws fell out. Where's the bloody screw? There was one missing anyway. There was supposed to be 4. I lost one, had 2. So managed to put that back. I thought, if only I can do this job today and cut these to the right length, it would be great. So that was the plan. And then started the thing up again. It disentangled itself round this funny little wheel on the inside and melted the cord because the engine was hot, and
Snippity snap snap.
snippity snapped the pulley. And it's a devil's own job to get this nylon stuff through the pulley. Anyway, I managed to do that.
Managed to to pull it out, cut it, and refit it and put it back on.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
how come what?
What? So how come you're now holding it?
Yeah.
Well, I managed to do like one cut until I switched it, and then I realised, oh, where's the pulley had completely vanished. I had to hunt around, and then that's what was it. It had done it a second time. So I've come to the conclusion that second-hand equipment, especially this sort of stuff, it's just, you know, we've got a lot of trees to cut down, a lot of things to trim and what have you. And it's an ongoing process. We might go, that branch has got to be done for its own reason or health and safety. I'm going to have to invest in a new one because I do not now trust these second-hand bits of equipment. And it was 75 quid. Are we downhearted though?
No.
No. Can I have my lighter, please?
No.
Yes. We're not downhearted. We know that these problems are going to beset us, and you think, oh, I spent most of the day fiddling with a bloody, whatever you call it.
Chainsaw.
Thank you. And when we took on the land, we were also given by the previous owner a chainsaw. That didn't work either.
Wasn't that the one our lovely friend Ed was trying to fix?
Yes.
It did work a little bit.
No, that was the strimmer.
Oh no, that
was the strimmer.
Yeah. Getting confused now. All
So
of a muddle.
We had a strimmer, which is okay, and then the chainsaw, which just wouldn't work at all. And that was, you know, because these are cheap models. And so I bought this other one. So I've got two petrol chainsaws that don't work. I've got an electric chainsaw, which you've seen me use with my generator, which is bloody heavy and awkward to cart about, which really, it's lovely, and that has not let me down.
No.
But
you do have to carry it around with
yeah,
wheelbarrow.
with a wheelbarrow.
Generator and the.
So I'm going to be going back to a chainsaw and a petrol one, and I just have to invest in the money. Invest in the money, invest in the equipment.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking
invest the money.
But if anybody wants a cheap knackered old chainsaw for spares, let me know. You're welcome to it.
Including the pulley handle and the gubbins inside it.
So I'm just going to leave it here in the workshop, and whereas normally we take all the equipment home with us, just in case, you never know, because they say, oh, equipment disappears, and I can't be bothered to go to the dump. So if some straggler comes in and goes, oh, there's a chainsaw, I'll have that. That saves me one job, because, blimey. And you might be thinking there as something, oh, I could fix that, I could get that going. Just let me know, and you can come and have it.
It's yours.
Because I can't spare the time fiddling with little nuts and bolts and things and taking the cowling off and then winding it round and then it... Anyway.
It's one of those days where it feels like one step forward, 10 steps backwards. Well, ho-hum.
But
you've got to go through these days, haven't you? Because then you really appreciate the good days.
The thing is, though, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It does get dark. At the end of the day, it doesn't actually matter. It's been a lovely day, sunny-wise. We've had some soup out there in the sunshine and some bread. We forgot spoons, didn't we? So we were trying to eat soup out of bowls with teaspoons, and in the end...
Drink it French style.
Yes. So, but you know, this is what it's like. So if at the end of the day, no matter what the frustrations are, that you can... Please, will you go? It's so quiet here normally. It's outrageous.
You can't make it up.
Is it the Second World War? We've got army trucks going past there. We've got bombs about to be launched on us. Not really. But if at the end of the day you can laugh and you say, oh well, whatever. We got to the land, we weren't stuck at home, and we've breathed in fresh air, fresh petrol fumes. It's still our favourite occupation.
You still feel like home here.
Yes. So anyway, sorry for this long chatty bit at the end of today's episode, but we wanted to get something out.
And my apologies for yawning. I know I keep yawning. I've been fine all day.
Yeah?
Sit down.
Have you been yawning all through this?
Yeah.
Am I that boring?
Yeah. No.
Bloody cheek. You wait till I get her home. I don't know.
Oh, suits you.
Yes, suits you, madam. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. It's been lovely to have you with us again, and we will see you hopefully next week, but it may be the week after. We just don't know how these things go.
We'll do our best.
We'll do our best to wear a good vest. Until next time, from the English couple.
Ciao for now.
Ciao for now.